So, hello everybody, again it is Kosif here with Colton,
Hello.
and welcome to our live stream again. So, this live stream's just a continuing live stream from yesterday. I'm going to be working on the Baxtorian Falls, just a quick rundown if you're unsure on the area. Here we have the Grand Tree, which is a very large area. Over here we have the Baxtorian Falls, which is named after the area, which it is. You got like the whirlpool and the house, it's where you start the waterfall quest. And you got Otto's Grotto. Over here we have the dwarven, sort of like military camp-ish. It's got the mine, and then it's got the dwarven cannon. It's pretty much just where you do the dwarven cannon quest. You got the little goblin area, Glariel statue, some other random spots. Over here we have the fishing guild. This is on the outskirts, this is sort of the North Kandrin area. Here we have the Ardoing farms, it's north of Ardy. And over here we have Ardy itself, which is it's the incomplete version because it's on the outskirts, so you won't be able to see it with all the trees. So let me show you the trees. So it's really hard to see, but again, obviously you can just see the detail on the outskirts. So yeah. And over here we have the training camp, which I was working on last time. I'm just gonna do some finishing up touches on it. Just right now you got a little bit of bland areas throughout it, but I'll probably be working on the south of the Grand Tree. As you can see, the Grand Tree is very detailed. Well, detailed to its most I can do it in the moment. There's a lot more work I gotta do on it, but yeah, I'll probably be doing the south of the area. So this is like the apple tree fenced area, and all the other stuff. So yeah, so topics for this podcast. Do you want to start the first one, Colton? So I assume you. Did we both agree on this? Sort of like what we're gonna do for this dwarf series, or was it
Um,
somebody else's sort of like suggestion?
uh, I think we started on it like a couple months back. I don't think we told anyone else about it yet, though. You still probably have the city, right?
Oh yeah, I still it's in the main module, but you can't access it.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So the first, I guess, topic is the dwarven city and the quests for it. Um, I can't think of the name for it.
It's the Halls of Cams. Oh god, it's such a horrible
That's
name.
it. Yeah, it is a kind of a terrible name.
It,
The
I just call it Halls of Cams.
Imcando Dwarves quest, I guess.
It's it's because we were looking at the lore once, and we were like, hey, the Halls of. It's a really. Let me Google it quick. So I know it's a very horrible last name. RuneScape. Halls of Cam. I think that's it. Camdozal. That's what it's called. Camduzal. It's a weird name. But yeah, the halls. I'm just gonna call it the Cams. The halls of Cams. It existed in a sort of like time frame on Molior RS. So we thought, hey, it would be a really nice sort of like group of content we could sort of like add, and we've got the very basics of the actual sort of like the city. It's sort of like a large city underground, large-ish, I should say. It's the reason why it's not in RuneScape is the barbarians from Relica and the Fremenic province. They invaded sort of like half of the pay-to-play lands, and they were like destroying the like lore altars and not lore altars, or the rune altars and rune crafting altars, whatever. And they assumed the dwarves, well, the Imcando dwarves, which lived in the halls of Cam, underneath the ice mountain. They assumed they were using the superheat spell, and so they destroyed their like city underground of the ice mountain. Obviously, this didn't happen, so we've included the city. Pardon me. So the city itself, it's going to be sort of like it's going to consist of a lot of sort of like aid towards any smithers and all that stuff. It's going to be a medium-ish content. It's going to be including the Knight's Sword quest, so maybe we'll be replacing Knight's Sword. Well, I think we do have to replace Knight's Sword because, like, in the Knight's Sword quest, the Imcando dwarves have gone into hiding and all that stuff, so you're going to be trying to find them. And obviously, if there's a Hall of Cam, you're not going to be sort of like trying to find a hidden dwarf because there's a whole bunch of them under the ice mountain. So we're going to remake that quest and maybe introduce some sort of like custom armor, which is the blue armor. It's not used for combat, so maybe it'll be sort of like a rare cosmetic reward for any smithers. Maybe we could use it as some sort of like bonus to smithing. So like if while doing a quest, the quest could reward you with say like blue boots, and these boots could give you sort of like I don't know, 2 skills bonus in mining and smithing, and if you have a set then you get like a bonus, maybe just something like that. Colin, you draw the sort of like the concept of like the above, sort of like the mines which are going to consist in it. So do you want to sort of like talk about what's going to be in these mines and how it's going to sort of like be a bonus to players?
Yeah, let me get it open in the tool set real quick here.
Sure.
I'll show you guys a picture of it too. I'll put that in the chat. I think ours is a lot larger than the RuneScape one. Loads. All right.
By the way, if anybody sees sort of like the stream not moving at all, it's because I have RuneScape open and I'm in the toolset at the moment. I'm at the training camp, and in RuneScape I'm at the training camp, so I'm just adding any detail there is in RuneScape on here. So next to this little building here is a crate, so I'm just gonna add that crate in. I need to find a good crate.
What'd you call it?
Sorry?
I'm looking for it in
Well,
the tool set. What's its name?
it should be the halls of just that. It begins with halls.
The only thing with H in it is Hall of Fame and Hetty's Basement.
You
and
might not have it there.
MHQ.
That's no worries, man. The concept pretty much consisted of it's a really cool design of the area. Actually, let me see if I have it. Maybe I will have it. Oh, I'm gonna try and find it. It'll only take me a bit because it does really look. It looks really nice, and we may as well try and show you. But if it's not in mine, then it's somewhere else hidden on my PC.
Might be on the Dropbox.
Maybe it can be anywhere. Right, I'm opening it up. Loading, loading, loading. The main module is a lot larger than all the other areas, so it takes a lot longer to open it. Loading still. Let me drink some water because my throat is killing me. Right, let's see if it's here. I don't have it in this module. Let me see if it's under something else. H. Oh, it's not in this module. Anyways, back to the Baxtorian Falls. Open this and that. But yeah, the area pretty much consisted of you go into the ice mountain. There's a custom-made entrance on the side, and you go down this like mine shaft, which looks pretty cool. The area is very unique on its layout. It's not like some small dodgy cave. Obviously these are the Incando dwarfs, so they're very prestigious in their buildings and all that stuff, so we've tried to sort of like get that detail from them, and it's not like an ordinary cave or anything else like that. But it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be really beneficial for the miners and smithers. I've done a lot of mining and smithing on my gameplay, single gameplay and whatever. It can be very sort of like annoying and tedious to find like all these ores, although it is it is good in the long run. It's because there's going to be more people. Somebody who's done the quest for like the Incando dwarfs and they can use their mines, they're going to get a huge bonus because they're going to have this like small little mine to themselves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's going to be sort of like a custom dwarf series. There's already a dwarf storyline in Runescape, so we aren't sort of like replacing that or making our own, but it'll probably be a custom Incando dwarf storyline where, like I said, you'll do something similar for the not the White Knights, the Knight Sword quest. So maybe you have to, well, you yourself sort of like have to find a blue ore vein or whatever inside Incando, the city. I was going to call it Incando City then, but it's Hall of Camdozel. But yeah, the mines are just going to be beneficial. I'd say that's pretty much it for the dwarfs. There's not a lot we can really talk about. It's very basic, and it's good, but we haven't really touched much on it yet, so we can't talk about it tons, or else we would. Do you want to start on the seasonal changes?
Yep. Yeah. So in the next few updates, once we have multiplayer out, we're gonna have a seasons, which means every couple months of the game's seasons will cycle to summer, autumn, winter, and then spring, and then that will make small years and stuff. So eventually we can change the NPCs' ages, quest outcomes, and stuff like that. And then I guess we're gonna lead up to the Masharat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts off in it starts off in Ardi, you know, the I'm trying to think of its name, Temple of Ikov. It starts there, and it's RuneScape. Obviously, it's been out for all this time, and in reality, the in-game time, it's only been a year. So we've got what's gotten said is we're starting off the 5th age year 20, and say it's January, so like the start of the year. So it's January, and in game it's the 5th age, year 20. In January, I'd say it'll be spring or something. I don't want winter to be, well, it's just my opinion, maybe not have winter for so long. So say for so January, February, March, April. So January till May is spring. So spring is just going to be I'd say it's just like a normal look for spring.
Hmm.
It's the
Spring will be basically summer.
yeah, not a dramatic change, but it will be changed of like in-game time frame law. And say that time it takes like I'd say probably every season change could be a year in game. I know that sounds extremely weird, but we don't want it so like 1 week it's snowy, 1 week it's like spring, then 1 week it's autumn and all that stuff. Maybe so like it's in the moment it's something like 5 minutes in game is like um, no, it's not that. What is it? Let me see quick. Module properties. Scroll down. It's okay. So 2 minutes in real life is 1 hour in game. So that's 6, 12. So that's 12. So 20. It'll just say 30 minutes in real life will be day to night in Molior RS. I think I changed it slightly in the main module, so it's like it's longer. So it's like it's longer, so the day is longer, if that makes sense. So it's not always nighttime, and night times last forever, which would be a pain, and because it is a lot harder to see at nighttime.
Yeah. So the day is longer than the night.
Yeah, but
Sort of like Skyrim's.
oh yeah, definitely like Skyrim. But I'd say something like for winter, say example, maybe just the entire of December in real life, everywhere in Molior RS would have snow. Well, obviously like the trying to think of a name for it, the obvious area, so like you won't see Alcrid covered in snow. But
Yeah.
the realistic areas would be in snow. So like at the end of December, it would turn to spring and the snow would be gone. Or maybe there'll still be sort of like patches of snow spotted around, and like everywhere's muddy because the snow is sort of like melted away. But it would be nice to do. But it'll take a while to sort of like. It isn't a main priority right now, but it'll be something we would like to do, and it is possible. Um, and I think it'll be really nice. I haven't seen many games do it before, probably because it takes ages to do. Right, I need to add this. So this area in the training camp is actually it's actually a sort of like a bedroom, and I had it as a armor store slash. It's where they store their weapons. So I just moved everything outside and made inside the bed. It's got a weird pattern on the floor. It's got like some rugs, and then it's got grey tile. Okay, it's got a bookcase or a cabinet. I'm gonna add a cabinet, and it's got a small table. Table. Some free. Nope. There we go. So Colin, with all this being said, what's your opinion on the custom, so like the custom content we do versus like the original version of RuneScape?
I think we have more leeway with stuff since we don't cater to hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
The community is more pure. Like, there's not as many douchebags in it. We don't have investors yelling at us for everything. It's too,
Microtransactions.
yeah, not enough money. Need more microtransactions and other bullshit. Um, I think if Jagex was a smaller company, then they would have better games. Mostly due to the fact that they could experiment more and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And if they lost out, then it wouldn't be as bad. Um,
Do you think what we're doing with custom content is a good idea, or do you think
yeah,
um,
I think there should be more people making custom stuff. Because I didn't personally like how RuneScape um, turned out. So this is kind of my chance to do the right thing.
so let's say I'm trying to think of a custom content in game at the moment. God, trying to. There's a few custom content in game, so and I can't even think of stuff. Ah, custom content. I don't think we have any major custom content. Let's just
What
go
do you
with
mean by that?
well, custom content. Let's say I'm Crandall, because we're sort of like replicating RuneScape. Do you think it's good of us to sort of like do some changes, or do you think we should have did everything 100% like RuneScape?
I don't think we should have made everything 100% like RuneScape, and I'm glad it isn't. I think there should be loads more custom stuff because we take place in a different time frame, so
Yeah.
there's a lot more room to like stretch out and stuff like that. A lot like we did with Crandor and the Wilderness. Sort of the feel of the cities, it feels new. Like 100 years younger,
Yeah.
I guess. 140, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was around 149, or just around that. Um, well, my reason for sort of like doing custom, because the first choice of doing custom content was we decided to change the year, and then we were like, hey, let's do Crandor. Pardon me. Um, I'd say if we chose to do everything 100% like RuneScape, so say if we had Crandor, I know we did have Crandor like the destroyed version, so say if we kept with that, I'd say it would have got very boring sooner, because if we got really far into the game and, there was a lot of stuff done, I'm trying to think, so say if free to play was fully done and members area was fully done, there's when you get down to it, there's not much which is different than RuneScape. It's like all the quests would be the exact same. Everything would be the same. In the end, the only thing which would be different is it's a different game. The combat's slightly different, and the graphics are better, I assume. But say if now with our custom content, which is obviously Crandall, which would be the first big custom content, it's it's really nice to sort of like get the idea that you can see places in RuneScape which you sort of like can't. So like in RuneScape, we all knew Crandall was like this destroyed city by a dragon. So it would be really nice to sort of like, for anybody who's sort of like a fan of the lore of RuneScape, it would be nice to sort of like get in our project, then see what like Crandall looked like. I know it isn't like 100% replica of Crandall, because there's no pictures of what Crandall used to look like. It was just the island, and that's it.
Yeah, it's our representation of the lore, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's what we think it would have looked like.
So I would say that's what makes us stand out to be more unique. I'm not saying we're better in RuneScape because we're doing different stuff, but I'd say
Yeah,
instead of being like a carbon copy, you may as well just play the real thing, which isn't buggy because there's only like, I don't know, a handful of people working on this.
yeah. One of the benefits to making custom stuff is we can make the cities much more larger and
And diverse.
detailed and stuff like that, because we don't have the current um limitations of Java, of which
Yeah.
Jagex has, and until their new client comes out, they're gonna be stuck with the same things.
I would say the client, from what I've seen, it's more just graphic. Um, I understand that they could do a lot more, but the only thing they've shown off with a new client is just the graphics, really. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, there's better shadows and
Well, there's
light
also
direction.
the new client removes that 6 millisecond tick,
Yeah,
so
and
combat
the
I guess
loading
would be
times
more
and all that stuff.
instantaneous. Yeah.
Is this project WASD? It is and it isn't. It's both. So you can use WASD, but then again, if you aren't into that, you can use click to move,
Yep.
like RuneScape. Unfortunately, you can't use a mini map, which in RuneScape you can use a mini map to move, but I would prefer that you could actually click where you can only see, whereas RuneScape, on the mini map, say if you're at point A and you need to get to point B, in the actual game you can't see where point B is, but it's only on the mini map.
Yeah,
It
I
feels like
feel
it's
like that
slightly
could
cheating.
abuse it. Like players could find like bugs and stuff, and that probably wouldn't be very good.
Yeah. But yeah, you can use WASD. I use WASD when I'm out in the open. Neverwinter Nights 2 movement can be slightly buggy, so I use click to move when I'm in sort of like tights slash interiors. Like I said, it can get buggy, so if you accidentally run into like a wall, obviously running into a wall is perfectly fine, but there's an odd chance that if you run into a wall and you try to continue running, it will sort of like freeze you on the spot, and you gotta sort of like stop moving, and then your character teleports back to where you got stuck, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
It happened to me
Well,
in Lumbridge
it
once.
it also means that the players can depend on how their avatars move around, which I see a lot in RuneScape. Is people have sort of adapted to the ease of just clicking
Yeah.
instead of using all the buttons and stuff. Using all of the buttons.
I forgot what we were on about now. um, oh yeah, custom versus original. That was it. Oh god, my throat is still killing me. Right, I'd say I'm pretty much done with the training camp. I just finished editing up the areas, like the insides and the outskirts. Very detailed now. I'm not gonna add the NPCs walking around like the ogres. Pretty much just because it's the pay-to-play lands, and all I'm doing at the moment for the pay-to-play lands is just doing the landscape. Me and Colton mentioned this in the live stream yesterday. We have a really good sort of like standard on how we get things done. First off, we start with like the landscape. We get pretty much the lands looking really nice and detailed, and then with that done, we're able to like just fill it with content. Like we could put down tree stumps for people to cut. We can put down NPCs. We can put down quests and all that stuff. So that's a really nice thing, a way of doing it. But yeah, so like I just
Yeah.
said, I'm not gonna add the NPCs down.
The way I do it is I first I plan it, then I do landscape, then textures, then I do like objects and stuff like that, then trees, then I do NPCs, sounds, and then quests after that. So it's pretty well structured.
Yeah.
It's not just all placing stuff all over the place. So
Right. I am doing
yeah.
the apple tree farm now, which is very basic. There's a lot of rotten apples on the floor. Yeah, this place is covered in trees. I'm not going to try put down every single tree position, so I'm just going to randomize it. Maybe slightly pull it in order, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And
What area do you think you'll be working on next after this?
I still got the wilderness to do, but I just took a break from the wilderness to sort of like work on this. The wilderness is very, I'd say, bland. It's like a Fallout game, pretty much. It's everything's the land is dead, so detailing it, you can just watch the previous streams. All I was doing was just making the ground a little bit darker, a little bit more like brownish dead, so like terrain and all that stuff. There isn't any apple placeables in this game. I know not Colton, Tristan made a cabbage placeable with his modding skills bench. So it'll be slightly annoying to do all this random placeable making, like just make some apples just to add in a small patch which nobody would probably see when running past.
Welcome to game development.
It's I made a video on it when I was building Intrana. 1 second, my throat is killing me, so I need to drink some water.
Yeah, it's like when you're making objects, it's like, will people ever actually see this? And the answer is most likely no. But it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
It adds to it slightly.
I was saying on my Intrana, I made a separate video, but I was working on Intrana at the same time. I made a video if anybody actually cared about this detail. I was building a smithy inside. There's a smithy inside of Intrana, and obviously I was in RuneScape. I'm in like RuneScape now, looking at this apple tree farm patch. And so I was in the smithy in Intrana, and I was putting down like the rugs and the barrels exactly where they were. And so the video was about, would anybody even sort of like notice this? It was sort of like a rhetorical question, but it was funny to see people answering. It was like, it's good work that you're actually making everything sort of like a replica. So everything's where it is in RuneScape. Some people were saying that it's like the smallest details which matter.
Yeah, and that's
I
totally
agree.
true. Yeah.
It's funny, these statues outside the Grand Tree, they're very tiny. But obviously they're going to be tiny because they are gnomes, so look at this statue, it's so tiny. So let me put down a gnome. Now obviously I just resized a human statue and changed its size, so that's a gnome, and as you can see they're pretty much like the same height, and I had to try and get it the same height. But now let me put down a human, so it'll be a commoner obviously, which is a human. Now look at the size difference. A gnome is literally half the size of a human. Let me try to stack these gnomes. Come on, let me save this just in case it crashes. I'm actually going to close out of RuneScape because it's affecting my FPS. But let me get this gnome and stack it on top of this other gnome. Oh, just a little, whoa, put it on its shoulders. Yeah, just a little bit taller, but a gnome is about just over a half smaller than a human. But yeah, you're going to be a human, and it's going to be funny going into the Grand Tree because I think what Jagex slightly failed to do is the sort of like the gnome areas. They're built to the size of a human, and obviously it's a gnome, so in this project I've got it to be the same size as sort of like the gnomes and all that stuff. Yeah, that's the I'm gonna add some butterflies around this place because there was a few butterflies in RuneScape. Got some there and there. So Colton, what would you say? I know we talked about this yesterday, but sort of like to update anybody who's not watched it. Well, not up to date, but what would you say you're working on at the moment?
Currently,
Oh, not like right
um,
now, but
oh,
throughout.
well, my project now is to finish, RD. My side project is, mainly interiors, for places we haven't, um,
Which
gotten
is
them done yet,
pretty
which
much
is,
everywhere.
yeah, pretty much most of the places. And then my project for the next couple weeks is sailing concepts and implementation. So that could take a lot of time.
Yeah. If you're unsure what Colton means about sailing, it's very explanatory, but just check out our previous live stream. And it's where we will talk about not where we talk about live streaming. It's where we talk about sailing and like what sailing will do and all that stuff. It's a really good topic. So the apple trees. Not quite sure where I should build next. This place is very empty. Um, I need to, yeah, I need to get Runescape back up. This bit south of the Grand Tree is bland. I'm not quite sure what actually goes there. I think it's just like trees and I know there's some sort of like hill giant camp, but I need to sort of like get the detail, like, the exact. I think in the meantime I'll just add some fake trees and not fake trees, fake buildings for the South Ardy area. Not South Ardy, West Ardy, but just over the wall. So it doesn't look like there's a wall and it's doing nothing. Put down this grass. Putting down grass is annoying because it's slow and you gotta cover a large area. Also this wall stops here, so I think I need to make some sort of mountains. It's where the whatchamacallit, it's where the underground pass entrance is, so I need to add that bit there, but obviously on the outskirts. Get it up. Somebody said we need more publicity. I was about to
Yeah,
say publicity.
that too, maybe.
I don't know, I've got plenty of that. um,
We we usually have like people who are 16 ask if they can help us with the project, and it's hard to say yes, but we usually just have them do like social media and stuff like
oh
that.
yeah.
So, we aren't total douchebags, but
It's
yeah, all right.
we aren't made of money, so we can't exactly as much as I'd love to. We can't throw out copies of Neverwinter Nights 2 for anybody who wants to help. Because you do need Neverwinter Nights 2 to sort of like help with a project. Say if somebody wants to help and they're like, oh, I can't afford this game, that's a shame. Wish we could sort of like buy it for them, but obviously we can't. But publicity, I'd say we'd get a lot more publicity once the server comes out. Say if we have like 1070 subs. I'm sure like a handful would sort of like buy Neverwinter Nights 2 once the server's up. And I say once people sort of like see, oh, you know, there's people playing this server called Molior RS, and it looks really cool. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet. Never saying something like, oh wow, it's cool, you can play RuneScape in another game, and you know you can do sailing and all this stuff. I think then it'll go. from there, I'd say it would sort of like start from word of mouth. So it's like, uh, say if me and you, Colin, say if we weren't the developers and we were fans of RuneScape, you know, we play RuneScape together, and I don't know, say we quit, and then we hear about Molior RS. So I would show, hey Colton, Molior RS is this game, blah 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 blah. You can do this, you can do that. I would buy it. You would then I would tell you to buy it, and then we'd play together. So it's a very co-op game. It's Neverwinter Nights 2, which is a D&T. So it's a very co-op game, and I'd say if somebody says they enjoy it, they'll probably get their friends to enjoy it. Then from there, it'll slowly sort of start to grow and grow and grow. But at the moment, all we really have to show is just us building areas and doing some sort of like single gameplay. But I'd say the publicity would hopefully sort of like pick up once the server is out. I know a crap ton of people still ask like, oh, you should send a clip to Chris Archie or SparkMac, but I've never been fond of that. I'd rather people sort of like try and find us. You know, we don't make any money from this, so it's not like we need fans or else we're gonna die in real life.
Yeah.
So, although the fans have been amazing, sort of like showing their support, and it's really been a boost to the project. With that many, well, say when I started uploading, I only had about I had about 57 subscribers, and I'd probably work on a project like 30 minutes every 3 days. It was very sort of like boring to begin with because it felt like I was doing it for nothing because there wasn't nobody watching, nobody was interested in playing it and all that stuff. But now with like this many people and people want to sort of like play it and get onto betas and all that stuff, it's been a great boost. Yeah, this is the underground pass entrance. That was great. Wow, that is a very large.
Somebody asked if we are
mountain.
making a private server.
Oh,
No. We've had many people ask if this is a RuneScape private server. No, it's not. It's made using Neverwinter Nights 2. So it's a completely separate engine in itself.
it's called the Aurora engine.
Yeah.
Our best example is Minecraft. If anybody's familiar with the RuneScape Minecraft server, where they've built RuneScape in Minecraft. I think they've only got like a few pay-to-play areas, but they've got free-to-play down. We are pretty much just that, but we're a different game called Neverwinter Nights 2. Oh, my nose is fucked up.
Yeah, it's like making a Minecraft world, but like a million times harder.
Yeah. See, it consists of not just putting down blocks, but we gotta add a crap ton of detail. But as server-wise, once we upload it, you'll be able to sort of like log on to Neverwinter Nights 2, assuming you have like the game and all that stuff. As we were just saying, unfortunately, you do need the game to play. But you know, you log on to Neverwinter Nights 2, you go on multiplayer, you see our server, and log in there. That's literally just it. You can create characters and all that stuff. Oh, the worst thing about building on this is the terrain. Trying to get terrain to scale. It is an absolute nightmare in my opinion.
Yeah.
Trollheim,
I would agree on that one.
if you look on the I made a god damn it, pay-to-play world map. It's sort of like just to show the areas we've got so far. If you look at like the Trollheim areas and all that stuff, it's not lined up to the rest of the world. So, you got like Death Plateau, which is like far east of Relica, which isn't correct at all. Trying to get terrain to match is extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
That's the mountain area done. It lines up to the pond here, and then it goes around. But obviously, the map cuts off there. Now it's a brownish, dark, muddy-ish area. Let me try. Yeah, I mean, Runescape. Yeah, it's just a dirt. It's not really cliffy, it's just dirt. So let me find a light brown texture. Yeah, there we go. That's nearly spot on. Put this down, and there we go. Come on, do you want to talk? I don't think we've ever spoken about the far future. Like, I know we've talked about the wilderness, the server. Let's say the start of 2015. Where do you think we would be?
You mean the start of 2016?
Oh, God's sake, 2016, not 15. My bad.
By 2016 we'll have the wilderness out, multiplayer out. We'll probably have some of the members stuff out. I guess maybe if we focus on one section instead of spreading ourselves out,
Yeah.
we could get large chunks of it done fairly quickly.
I would say the desert is in a good state at the moment.
Yeah. We could probably do the desert then. That makes it fun.
Because the desert is very... let's say we exclude quests. Because you could say the desert consists of desert treasure, and obviously desert treasure is very large-scaled quest. Let's ignore desert treasure and ignore quests. The desert is very basic. There's no bosses, excluding the Calphite Queen and Calphite King. I say the Calphite Queen would be a release with the desert, but it would be nice to sort of like get a dragon chain body out. But
that would be like releasing a Mortania without the bosses.
Oh,
So
yeah. There isn't any bosses in Mortania though. There's only
the
a
Barrows.
Oh God, yeah, there is a Barrows. Yeah, I'd say
So we should have them
Barrows
done
is
too.
Very basic. They don't have any sort of like special moves. Only their sort of like stat armors. So you know, I could excluding like the armor detail and the design of them.
We could have those out too.
Yeah. They don't have any mechanics or sort of like yeah, they just don't have any mechanics at all. So all I would literally have to do, say like Darok's, I would just make him very strong in melee, but very weak at the same time. So
Weak to
he'd
magic.
be hitting very high, but he'd be very easy to hit. So that's there's a watchtower here. That's what I need to build. Where is this area? It's... oh god, I need to get the exact same...
We got another big question. Big one.
I stumbled upon this. What are they trying to accomplish? I'll start off...
We could refer him to our what is Molior RS.
well, I wouldn't say that sort of like explains what we're trying to accomplish-ish. I know it sort of slightly does, but
Good point.
I say we're just trying to the final goal is to get some playable area. Let's say we have a free-to-play out and we have members out, and you could play it like any typical MMO. Like you could literally just play it like RuneScape. You could put hours and hours into it, and um, it's always been a personal goal as well of mine. I've always wanted to do the God Wars dungeon. When I started the project, I promised myself that I would complete the entire world of RuneScape, like every single landscape area in RuneScape. I would make it in Neverwinter Nights 2. Um, I would like to have the God Wars dungeon. You know, you're doing functional bosses. Colton, I need to calculate the areas between RuneScape squares in this watchtower. So,
Okay.
could you sort of like explain what you think we're trying to accomplish?
Yeah. The overall goal is to have a sort of carbon copy of RuneScape inside of the Neverwinter Nights 2, but in the 5th Age year 20. So the quests are changed, the NPCs are changed, skills are a little bit different. We'll be adding sailing and bounty hunter and stuff like that. It's a persistent world, which means that it's real time. So there's day, night, rain, fog, snow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Seasons. What else am I missing?
I would say just a lot of custom content as well.
Yeah,
Like
tons
Crandor,
of custom content.
Eastern Lands.
Yep. The lore is different because it's 149 years before the current day 6th age.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that you might think will be there aren't. There's no. Well, let's start off with as Garnia, I guess. The barbarian
Oh yeah.
village is no longer there because they invaded in year 46, I think. 5e something.
Yeah.
Which hasn't happened yet. So there will just be a small cropping of trees and stuff there.
I think in the moment
Crandor,
it's a crossroads.
yeah, exactly. So Crandor is still there. It's the trade city capital.
Well,
Tons of
RuneScape
ships, stuff like that. Yeah.
all it said was it was one of the top three, maybe not top three. It was just one of the top trading cities. So in our version, it's going to be sort of like a medium to high trading city. So you'll find like rune items there in stores and all that stuff.
Yeah. There's we're planning on adding sneaking and stuff to it. So like sewer systems and sneaking into people's house and stuff, thieving. Thieving will be overhauled a lot. We don't have we have all of the free to play skills done, but some of the member stuff will be a little harder to do. Maybe once we get more people, we can start taking on those. Some of the quests, like I guess an example would be agility. That probably won't exist. There's just no way we could put that into the game.
Yeah.
Plus, our sort of reasoning is, why can't a level 138 hop over a small pile of rocks? Be like, oh man, this is too high to climb up. Bullshit. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Just climb the fucking rocks.
It's always been very odd, and
Yeah, it's my pet peeve.
I can't imagine running around an agility course, gaining a small amount of XP. It's just.
It'd be really tedious.
Agility is just one tedious thing, but it's very pointless as well. It feels like it's a filler in RuneScape. Like, as a pure, I'd always do like the Grand Tree to get the 18k magic XP, but I'd find myself spending an hour at the training course trying to get like 25 agility, I think it was, and all that stuff.
Yeah. What I was saying with agility and stuff, in RuneScape you get weight by leveling up agility, right? Is that still the thing, or
Um, you preserve more energy when running the higher your agility is.
all right? And in Neverwinter Nights 2, that's based off your strength, right?
Yeah, so the higher your
Yeah.
strength, the more you can carry, which
Yep.
is realistic.
It's a big factor in Molior is the amount of strength and how much you can hold.
Yeah.
The inventory is huge. You can
Oh
hold
yeah.
like tons and tons and stuff, but it's limited by the amount of strength. So you could be level 30 is the cap currently,
Yeah.
and be a mage dude and have like no strength, and you can only have like I guess it's 200 pounds of stuff with you.
Yeah.
So
You can pretty much just carry the very basics of stuff. Like,
yeah,
you won't be carrying like 25, not 25, 28 plate bodies around like you can
or
in RuneScape.
or even like 28,000 runes and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
It's small rocks.
Yeah.
How many of those do you think you can possibly carry? You can't carry stacks of hundreds of thousands with you. That's not even feasible. In lore, it's a small bag of stones is what magic runes are. So it doesn't really cross over to I guess as realistically trying to add it to a game or something.
Yeah. Somebody
So
asks what the game is. The game is Neverwinter Nights 2. We've called our project slash server Molior RS, which means to build RuneScape. That was just a
yeah,
very, very quick
it's
question.
yeah. Until we copyright it, which we have to get rights from Atari, and I guess we have to become an official Jagex partner. We can't actually file a name, but we are protected under YouTube copyright stuff. So even if somebody does steal the name, it everyone sort of already knows or will know it originally came from
Yeah.
us.
I think there's only sort of like one name, one
Yeah,
meaning for it. Unless somebody else tries to create RuneScape through some sort of software like, I don't know, Minecraft, Unity, Unreal,
or Skyrim or something
or
like that.
Skyrim. There is actually a Skyrim one, but it's very, very, very basic.
Yeah, it's yeah. Okay, I won't talk about it anymore.
You and your Skyrim.
Yeah.
Um, I hate trying to detail rural areas. You could say I hate a lot of detailing. It's very you have to do everything yourself. So um, you have to put down the plants and you have to put down the grass, which is very basic. But there's no sort of like presets. There's I've used a few sort of like tool sets in my time from different games, and some of them offer like especially Far Cry. I used to like making Far Cry games when Far Cry Predator Instincts was popular on like Xbox 360. I had fun making maps through that, and say like this little bit of grass here. I could go on like the terrain option in Far Cry and place down. It'll automatically place down trees, rocks, boulders, any grass, plants, and all that stuff. It was really fun, easy to do and fun to do. But with this, you gotta like literally just put down everything. It takes time, but I still do it. I need to put down some shrubs. Let me put the trees back on. And I need to sort of like make the grass a lot more detailed. Big leaf. Where's the ferns? There they are. Ferns is sort of like just an easy option out of trying to detail a lot of things.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, what one of I guess I wouldn't necessarily call it a perk, but it's certainly not a, an issue. Is the amount of placing of stuff in our game is insane.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much stuff to add to it. Um,
Especially because we're a very small team. I say a lot of our time is it can get focused on trying to make detailed areas.
yeah,
Whereas it'll be nice to say, hey, I've built the very basics of like Varrock. Everything's where it should be. Can you just start filling everything in, like put crates down around the pub or do some other stuff?
yeah. I mean, we get antsy about like where specific pieces of um, uh, texture are.
Yeah,
If there's if like a stone texture is overlapping a different shade of um, green or something like that, I get like, oh my god, this doesn't even make any sense. It's
yeah.
really funny.
There used to be a time when I used to place trees in the exact same place they are in RuneScape. That took way too long. Like half of the free-to-play areas have it, but now I've broken the habit, and I'm not so. I do it. I do it now and then on some areas. Like I did it over here by this house. Let me trees. So like, there's a tree at the back of the house, and there's like 3 trees on the sides, and maybe there's like a few. There they are, and there's 4 willow trees on the side of the bed. So like I would put those in the exact same spot, but before I would literally just sort of like there's an oak tree in the middle of the wilderness, or not the wilderness, but like out in the rural wilderness. I would just like put it down in the exact same spot where it's supposed to be. But yeah, that took a lot of time, and I broke out the habit.
Yeah, with placing down like trees and stuff, since our wood cutting skill is based off of chopping down tree stumps, there's not really a point to placing trees exactly
Yeah.
where they should be, but it adds to the aesthetic and the novelty of copying stuff over, which is fun, but it can get really tedious, and sometimes
Oh
it
yeah.
feels like a job. Yeah,
But I'd say this goes back to what we were saying earlier. There's some small details which count, but I think something like trees, that just doesn't count at all.
yeah,
So there's a torch on top of this tower in RuneScape, so I'm just adding that here. And I think it's just that small detail which would help. Luckily in RuneScape there's sort of like a broken catapult on top of this tower, but luckily there's a ballista on this tower. It's not broken, but it's still there.
well, that's because it's like it's it's many years before current age, I guess, so it's viable. Fantastic. I guess we should talk about since we didn't have any more topics. Um, oops, looks like I'm getting some Skype messages from the other guys. Or no, it was Aaron. All right. So currently there are 5 people a part of the team, but only 3 of us are in the actual tool set and stuff like that. 2 of us are doing like testing and stuff like that, social media and stuff, and we don't really expect more people to assist us. But if you want, you can find a link to the application through our website under the devs and contributor section. Like Aaron said, maybe 30 minutes ago, we can't really pay people, but we would like to. So once we get like a Patreon stuff, we can certainly compensate you. Regarding NPCs and stuff, we plan on adding fully voice act quests and stuff like that. But that won't be until maybe mid 2016 because there are literally thousands of NPCs, and we don't really have the contacts or the skill sets to do that ourselves. We've posted in Reddit and stuff like that, and we've gotten some replies, but none have been promising. So it's like playing the waiting game there. So yeah, pretty slow. Are you back yet, Aaron? No, it's just messing around in the tool set. Ah, okay. I don't really know what to talk about now. I feel like I've lost everyone's interest. Oh, okay. I could talk about the duel arena. So I completed that a few weeks ago. Currently, there are two of them. There's a round one, like a Coliseum, and then there is a square one, like the classic one. So let me get you guys a picture of that real quick. I'll link that in the chat. Let's see. Go to our website, go to gallery, and then you should be able to see it in the picture sections here. If you guys are interested in taking a look, just posted the link. We have pictures of each of the major spots. We took screenshots of way up in the sky so you can see all the grand detail and stuff like that. Yep. So yeah, the duel arena. The main one is basically, we can't at this point in time, not saying we won't add it in the future, but we can't add private player matches. So generally, you'll just have to hop into the arena and hope you don't get slaughtered. Because a team of people could sit there and stuff, but we can do level caps and stuff like that. So a level 30 couldn't sit inside of a level 3 arena. And we can do, well, I guess I should probably talk about the round one now. The round one is, you can fight people in there, but it's mainly to fight monsters and stuff like that. Regarding staking, you'll have to go through an NPC and talk to him and stuff like that, and he will set everything up. So he will send 2 people or as many people as you want into a private shard. And that's how you can stake. So yeah, that should be interesting. That'll be out when multiplayer comes out, so within the next month. Hey, you back?
Yep. Sorry about that.
All right. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'd say we've pretty much covered all the topics now, so I'm just going to try and finish detailing this little bit here.
All right.
It's just a small south. I think I will maybe finish just this little bit area over here, like off camera. It's literally just bushes and trees, so I'm just going to probably fill that bit with that. But for the rest of the area, I'd say there's not a lot much to do. There's obviously a lot more to do, but there's not a large amount. I'd say it's just like detailing up here and around here, and I know I gotta finish detailing some of the Grand Tree. But yeah, the Baxtorian Falls is looking really nice. It's getting close to complete now, and I think from there maybe I'll live stream a gameplay video, or maybe I'll live stream building the wilderness again while I'm detailing the wilderness. But yeah, there's this is getting looking really nice. What do you think of it if you're looking at the stream, Colin?
Good. Yeah, I'm watching it now.
Does it look familiar?
Yeah.
There's been
Um.
a lot of times where people are like, what was it? Somebody called the Legends Guild Draenor Manor. that, that was funny. And it's always worrying to sort of like hear people say that at times. It's like, geez, does this area really look nothing like what I've just built?
Yeah. Well, I guess that goes kind of along with it being a separate engine entirely, and the textures are different, models are different. Basically, everything is different. All right. Well, we're gonna end the stream here. We'll be back in maybe tomorrow or the next day or whenever. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you later.